Example 3. The water is flowing out of hose at a rate of 6 quarts per minute. After 1.5 hours, how much water has flowed out of the hose in gallons? So here are some tricks, okay? It talks about quarts all the time until in the question it asks you for gallons. So we'll see how we should handle this at the very end. So the speed is 6 quarts per minute, and 1.5 hours is the total time. So the total volume is speed multiply the total time. Speed is 6 quarts. The total time is 1.5 hours, which has to convert that into minutes because the speed is in minute. So 1.5 hours is 90 minutes. So you would get 540 quarts. Remember, this is quarts, but the question asks for gallons. 1 quart equals to a quarter gallon. So the total quarts has to be divided by 4 to get to the final answer in gallon. So this is a very tricky. Student has to pay special attention to. And the next example is going to show the same. A gingerbread recipe calls for 1 1/3 cups of flour and an 8 by 10 inches of baking pan. Jody wants to increase the recipe so that she could use 9 by 13 inch pan. How much flour should she use to the nearest 1/8 cup? The question didn't ask you for a total number of cups, but rather how many 1/8 cups. Okay, so this is basically an area problem because we are assuming all the gingerbreads are having the same thickness, right? The first area is 8 by 10. That corresponds to 1 1/3 of cup of flour. So now what we want to find out is 9 by 13, how many cups of flour that we need, and convert that cups into how many of the 1/8 cup. Okay, if we have this, the first relation, area divided by the total number of cups of flours, this would give us the area per cup of flour. So 1 cup of flour would cover the area the 1 cup of flour would cover. So this is 1 1/3. So this divided by this, 8 multiply 10, 1 1/3 is 4/3, and then we can 2, so 20 divided by 1/3, which is 60. So for 1 cup of flour, it would cover an area of 60 inch squares of a baking pan. Now this area is this much. How many? This is per cup of flour the area would cover. Then we divide it by this. Then we in this way we can find out how many cups of flour that we need. So 9 multiplied 13 divided by, so 63. Here's 20. The numerator would be 39. 20. This would roughly equals to 2. This is 2 cups of flours. This is not the question is asking for. So it asks for how many 1/8 cup there is that you would need. So 2 cups, how many 1/8 cup is in 2 cups? So 2 divided by 1/8, that's 16. So the lower grade students can divide 2 cups, total 2 cups, into 1 cup and another one. And for the 1 cup, you have half, quarter, 1/8. You divide everything into 1/8. Okay, for 1 cup, you would have 8 of the 1/8. And for 2 cups, you would have 16 of the 1/8. So this way you can find out the answer.